And Richard Southern joins us now for our daily business chat. And we begin with some pretty big news coming out of Queen's Park late this afternoon, Richard.
This is the biggest news of the day, I'm going to go ahead and say, because it affects so many people. Melissa, the Ford government just letting us know that it will bring forth legislation to try and freeze everyone's rent. They're going to bring legislation that will freeze rent for 2021 for rent-controlled units, but also for non-rent controlled units. So if you're renting, say, a new condo, if this legislation passes, you will not see any rent increase next year. Now, as far as the rent-controlled units were concerned, the rent hike for next year would have been about 1.5%. But again, all this will be scrapped. The government telling me that they can't guarantee everyone will see a rent freeze, but that will be the intent of the legislation. So this is very big indeed. Who won't be liking this, Melissa, is, of course, the landlords. And, it could be just if you own a condo unit as a second home and you're renting it out, you will be prevented from hiking the rent next year. So there's a flip side to this, and I think that's why they're putting this story out on a Friday night. Usually, the government dumps kind of bad news on a Friday night. You would think this is a good news story, but maybe for the part of the PC base, it's not if they're landlords. But again, we could be looking at a rent freeze, Melissa, in 2021 here.
Well, something definitely a lot of people have been asking for, a lot of renters have been asking for, that have been suffering through this pandemic. So yeah. I guess good news for them, but not so good news for landlords, as you mentioned, Richard.
Yeah.
And we're getting some new numbers today that show just how badly the pandemic has harmed the Canadian economy.
Yeah, it's numbers for the second quarter, and that's kind of when everything kind of went bananas, right? April to June period. We knew it was going to be ugly, and it was. Canada's economy shrank 38.7% in the second quarter, the worst on record. In the depths of the 07-08 recession, we only saw the economy contract about 4%. So this is way beyond that. The silver lining, though, Melissa, is that economists say things really started to pick up in June and July. And so the third quarter is expected to look a lot better.
Okay, and it sounds like something our mothers used to say, watch your tone. Well, now a new tech device can actually help us do that.
Yeah, so Amazon's coming out with its own wearable. It's a bracelet. It's called Halo. And it does a lot of the things that the other wearables on the market do, tracks your steps, follows your sleep patterns. This one, though, has two features that are irking some people. One of them is there's a 3D camera that scans your body and calculates your body fat and stores it on Amazon servers. Not everyone kind of happy about that. The other feature is a microphone that listens to the tone of your voice and reports back in your emotional state throughout the day. Now, Amazon pointing out you have to turn these things on. They're only stored locally. But again, some privacy issues coming up. Who needs a microphone telling you your tone throughout the day? Hey, Melissa, you and I are back just a little bit after 6:30 looking at some fun stories to round out our Friday. We'll see you then.
Sounds great. Thanks, Richard.
Thanks.